Welcome back to Comic Con Live on BeTerrific. Thanks so much for joining us. We're here at the Jacob K. Javits Center in New York City. It's the final day. We're letting it all go. We're having fun. We're wearing sweatshirts. We're Scruffy Sunday. I think Scruffy Sunday should become a thing. Every guy should not shave on Sundays. Just enjoy, you know? Scruffy Sunday. So we're coming at you guys. We're having a lot of fun. Toki Doki, if you want to know, people keep asking. It's cool stuff. I love it. And it's a lot of fun. All right, Morgan is here. He's got two properties. He's got Treadwater, which is an amazing property, and Gemstone Nights. Hopefully we'll get to that. We had Zen on yesterday talking about her involvement in this series. You've got a graphic novel. It's a 30-part graphic novel. Then we've got a teaser book to tease the show and what's to come. And we've got all sorts of issues as well with this. So walk me through this.
Sure, so Treadwater, referenced by the acronym TRDWTR, that's sort of how we're known, stands for Technological Research and Development Working Toward a Resolution. Sort of like G.I. Joe meets Batman, or more specifically The Dark Knight, but for a more mature audience. I would say it's a little bit more on the R-rated side. Takes place in a dystopian future where the collapse of the euro gives rise to mass rioting and looting throughout Europe. There's a trickle-down effect, so terrorist syndicates, one in particular known as the COC, the Children of Chaos, are almost like an ISIS, actually. And then the polar opposite of that is that certain governments begin appointing dictators and military juntas in order to sort of suppress the disobedience that's begun to emerge. So with worldwide powers and governments sort of tentative to lend a hand, you know, because they're scared that it might launch an all-out war, a privately funded team of special operatives are assembled, known collectively as Treadwater, who are sort of like the sole force standing between hope and anarchy.
Now you guys did a successful Kickstarter.
We did.
It kind of got you going, right?
Yeah, Kickstarter's great. I recommend it to any creative out there who's trying to sort of get kickstarted. It's the perfect name for their company. And I actually had to run it twice because I had a little bit too ambitious of a funding goal the first time around. So as they say, if at first you don't succeed,
try again.
Yeah.
That's a good message. All right.
Don't be afraid to fail, I would say.
How did you come up with this?
The concept?
Yeah.
Well, when I was younger, I had always been into superheroes. I think the X-Men TV show, the cartoon from the 1990s, was sort of what pulled me into the comic book world. And as I got older, I wanted to create my own, and I've been an artist. I didn't paint that. That's done by Ray Dillon, who's the cover artist of Borderlands 2.
The artwork is unbelievable.
Thank you.
In the entire series, everything I've seen. Look at this stuff. It's just unbelievable. But how'd you come up with the concept? It was just that you were a big fan of X-Men?
Well, I mean, there's no mutants in our story. It's all sort of science-based.
Yeah.
Right? You know, picture like Bruce Wayne and Batman as almost two separate people.
Right.
And in our story, our Bruce Wayne is a 65-year-old scientist who can pretty much build any technology that he can think of, and he makes billions of dollars because of his breakthrough in science and technology. And because he's like overweight and he doesn't have that hero card or that adrenaline junkie mentality in him, so he recruits 7 unique individuals who all have nothing to lose, that have each had something sort of taken from them, similar to like how Batman lost his parents. Lucky Joe, who you're holding up on the cover of issue 1, his daughter is involved in a car crash, and she winds up in a coma from it, and Lucky Joe's ex-Special Forces, captain in Special Forces, 2 Purple Hearts, a Medal of Honor, and his daughter's on life support. His wife died in the car crash, and he can no longer afford to keep her alive on the life support. So Alan Downs, our genius billionaire, hears about this American war hero who's pretty much is in dire straits. So he finds him at the hospital with his daughter and says, you know, what if I could help you? What if I could bring her back to life or keep her alive? What would that be worth to you? So in return, he says, work for me as my lead operative.
It's almost like person of interest, by the way, the way that works. This is very interesting. I like it. How do you think of all these ideas and the characters?
ADHD.
Come on.
No, realistically, like this was all done. We wrote the 30-part series.
In one night?
No. Throughout the course of 2 years, along with our other.
And how long did it take to put all this together?
Solid 2 years of like non-stop work.
Wow.
You know, like the first thing we did before we had Kickstarter is I wrote a script or like a pilot, and then from there, I hired Ray Dillon. I was looking for the right artist to fit sort of like my tone.
Yeah.
And we chose Ray, but we could only afford to pay him for like 10 pages. So we put those 10 pages up, created a Kickstarter, and said, look, this is what we've made, this is what we've done with minimal funds. With your help, we can build this out into the full graphic novel part 1.
Yeah.
And what you're holding in your hand right now is what we call the franchise book. Look at it like it's a strategy guide. That's Zen's character,
Yeah, we had her on
Farah.
yesterday.
Yep,
that's why I
Zen.
opened to that page.
She's the lead special agent in the CIA that's actually hunting Treadwater. So there's a really cool story there between the two, and a really fun dynamic. And she's got a secret of her own, which you'll find out. Really fun secret. And so this is like a strategy guide for the video game. There's characters from the live action series. The live action series is all based on the graphic novel. So it's a really fun sort of transmedia approach to storytelling, where we create a graphic novel, and then we create sort of an interactive web series, which is sort of like part.
And it's already out. I mean, you've made this so it could be like a show on television, like an HBO series or something like that. But you've got a animated web series out already.
Yeah. So after we did the motion comic, the next thing that we did was, after we did the graphic novel, the next thing that we did is we turned it into a motion comic. So if you go to our website, this is 100% free. You can see issue number 1, which is about 24 pages, as a motion comic. So it's it's live animation.
What's the website?
TRDWTR.com. It's pretty amazing if you ask me.
Excellent. This is a lot of fun. This whole series.
This character is, by the way.
Yeah. So you've got this character. You brought it here for us to see. Look at this thing, and eventually you'll be selling this, I imagine, as a collector's item.
Sure. Yeah.
I think multiple. Many of them.
The hope is, I'm a big fan of Todd McFarlane. Spawn was one of my biggest influences, and the Wraith. This character's name is the Wraith. We try to create like a mystery and a lore around him. So throughout the series, you actually get to meet the 7 operatives, but there's this big allure and mystery around the Wraith. All we know is that he's the most powerful of all of the operatives. That he doesn't speak, so we don't know if he's like an android, a robot that Alan built, or if he's a person, a female. We don't know. We also know that he has this dial on his suit that turns from blue to pink, and as the series goes on, it fills up with pink, as though it's counting down to something, and we don't know what. I do.
Pretty amazing, pretty fun stuff you got here. I like it all. Video game, a show, an animated series, a graphic novel, 30-part, a comic book. I mean, it just never ends. And then you've got something else. You've got Gemstones. You've got the Gemstone Nights, and I'm trying to thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
The Gemstone Nights. What is this?
So Gemstone Nights.
Do you sleep, by the way?
I do. I don't know. I just, I'll like all of a sudden be in the shower and be like, oh my God, I got an idea. And just jet out of my shower, no towel, and start on the computer.
You need one of those like speaker phones in the shower that you can talk to Suri and have her dictate, and have the phone on the countertop, like outside.
Actually, you want something real quick? Quick sidestepping back to Treadwater.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with acronyms. So like Treadwater, TRDWTR.
Yeah. Technological
Research and Development Working Toward a Resolution. Treadwater has an artificial intelligence in their base named Darcy, DARCI, Digital Automaton Response Control Intelligence.
What did you do as a kid?
I don't know.
I mean, what were you like?
We have this video.
You must have been a fun kid to play with, like to hang out with.
Or an annoying one. Give me your toy. Give me your toy.
Wow. All right. So tell me about this.
Gemstone Nights is it's almost like Game of Thrones meets Lord of the Rings meets Hunger Games. So you can envision what that would be like. It's about 4 young siblings who were separated at a very young age. They're all raised by a different sort of guardian or surrogate, and they're told that they're just ordinary people, and they find out when they're teenagers that they're actually the last remaining heirs of the king, the High King, and they're sort of tasked with reuniting all together, not even knowing that they even had siblings, because they had forgotten because they were separated at such a young age. And all they have to sort of help them on their quest to reclaim the castle and their rightful throne is this magic box that contains 4 gems that supposedly are magical. So, can the 4 siblings get reunited, and then make it safely to the last remaining stronghold that hasn't pledged allegiance to the new king, while somehow unlocking the powers of these gems without getting found out by the merciless tyrant that killed their father?
You might be the best storyteller I've ever met, the most creative mind I've ever met, as far as being able to just shoot stories off one after the other. I want to show some posters here from Treadwater, and then unfortunately we don't have any more time. We've got to go. So here's one, super cool. I'll bring this one in.
That's the live action. There's Zen from yesterday.
Yep. And here's this one.
This
and
is Dom.
Give the website again so people can go check it out.
It's right here, TRDWTR.com.
There you go. Here's the character
Here's
that
the
we have
Wraith.
right above.
So this is the 3D rendering of the Wraith.
Awesome. You guys are just
That's a
exploding.
Gemstone Nights poster.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome, awesome stuff. You guys are exploding, and that's terrific. Congratulations. Thanks so much
Mike,
for
thanks,
coming
man.
on.
Appreciate it.
Be Terrific and our continuing live coverage of Comic-Con 2014. It's just amazing to pick your brain and to hear you talk and to get all this behind the scenes with you. It's
Thanks,
unbelievable.
man.
We've got a Wowie Electro Kids for you. You push the belly, and maybe this can inspire you a little or become a character in one of your storytelling, one of your comic books or something. As you talk or play music, the hair moves. Available for the holiday season as a stocking stuffer or something at Toys R Us for $14.99.
Awesome.
That's an exclusive price. And we've got a bottle of Senor Sangria for you. I think it's right there.
Can't tell you how
Señor-
much I need this right now.
Take that, man. You need it. I know.
You
I
have a
can
bottle
see.
opener, anyone?
It's twist top. You're all good. Senor, you want to open it now? We got some cups.
No, I don't, because I have to go
You have
work
to
at
take
my
it back
booth
to your
again.
booth first. SenorSangria.com.
Tonight's it's the last day. I'll celebrate afterwards.
Awesome.
He
Thank
really
you so
listens
much.
to me talk, huh?
Yes.
I'm like feeling him vibrate in my head. This is awesome.
Thank you so much for joining us. I
Thanks
really
again.
appreciate
I appreciate it.
Good to have you on. We'll be back right after this with a whole lot more from Comic-Con Live.